Hey everyone, this short clip in the beginning of this video is from a channel member, 14 Pink Floyd. He has been a huge contributor to the channel, and he gave me the idea of having other community members submit their builds and let me build it myself. So here it is, my clip of my attempt on replicating his build. And yes, I realized I forgot the flame emitters, so that'll be at the end of the video. So to start the build, I'm heading over to this shrine here, and I'm going to walk inside and get the fan and the motor for the back of this aircraft. So I'm going to grab the fan, fuse it to the motor, and now I have an auto build for this. So let's head outside and I'll show you I have it in the auto build. So now we're going to start crafting this aircraft. And of course, to do that, I'm going to go over to Terrytown, because Terrytown has most of the things that you'll need. And I do think getting to Terrytown, warping to this shrine is probably going to be the fastest way to get there. And of course, having Tulin helps significantly. So as you're walking around the construction site, you're going to notice a wing, and that is going to be one of the main things for this build. Remove it from the ground by moving the joystick to the left and the right a few times, and it'll pull right out. Now grab the wing and bring it over here a little bit, where we're going to now pull fans out of the ground. Again, most of the stuff you'll need for this build is over here. You do not need to get it out of your inventory. But if you do, you can just do that. So now that we have one fan, place it on the ground, and I'm going to grab another fan. Now that that fan is removed, I'm going to carry that over to the other fan. And again, I'm just going off of the short video clip that he sent me. And it looked like he had two fans fused to one another. But behind both fans, he had the turbine. So now I'm going to pull out the auto build and auto build that turbine and fuse it to the back of the fans. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because I was trying very, very hard to get the fan and the turbine centered, but it didn't really get centered. So then I realized, it would probably be better to do this with the turbine facing down and putting the fans on the top. Maybe that would be easier for me to get this centered. You'll see, it really wasn't that easy. So it does take a little bit of time. Seriously, I just could not get this centered. Well, with that as centered as I think I could get it, it's time for the next step. And for the next step, I'm actually going to pull out a stake. There may be one nearby, but I have plenty of stakes to use. I like to build my stuff on top of stakes. It makes things much easier. So now that the stake is down, I'm going to fuse the wing to the stake, and it's not centered, so I'm going to try to make it centered, and then start fusing the turbine onto the fan. And guess what? This is another thing that is very difficult to get it in the perfect position. But I do need to add a shock emitter to the fans to get power to the turbine on the back of the fans. So now we're going to fuse that to the side of the fan so it now has power, and we're going to test it out. Oh, well, it has power, but I have the fans in the wrong spot. So in order to reposition the fans, you have to ultra hand the wing so it doesn't break apart all your fans. So now what I'm doing here is removing the shock emitter and refusing it, because that will give me an auto build that already has the shock emitter on it, so I don't have to redo the whole thing. So now once again, going to try to position this in the perfect position, and we'll see how that goes. But not only that, I actually have to match that position with my second fan build. So let's see how that goes. So from the looks of it, the other fan that is already fused to the wing looks like it's in a good position. So now I just have to match that position with this fan. Well, it kind of looks like it's in a good spot, but then I realize this fan is on the edge of the wing and this one is not. So now, just like before, you have to remove the wing so nothing gets unfused except for just the wing. And then you have to reattach everything over and over and over and over again just to try to get it in the perfect position. And guys, you can see it takes me forever. And this is still in the wrong spot. But I finally got it, guys. I finally got the right position, and it looks awesome. Oh, my bad. It's not in the right position. So I did it again and again. And then I finally got it. All right. All right, guys, the next thing is to fuse a star fragment to the fan blade. So in order to do this, you'll need 2 star fragments, one for each fan blade. All right, it looks like we're getting somewhere. Now I have to get this to actually move. So the first thing is I'm going to need a steering stick. So let's fuse the steering stick to the very center on the top of this contraption. And I'm going to need to put something underneath of it because the fan blades are hitting the ground. And now you'll notice I'm in a different location. I figured I want to try this out on a higher elevated area. So I'm going to auto build this aircraft and flip it over and attach a sled to the bottom. Now I'm going to attach a cart. That is going to have wheels, plus I'm going to need the extra elevation so the fan blades don't hit the ground. All right, let's take it for a spin. For some reason, it wanted to go up the hill when I was trying to pull left. It just didn't want to go left, but here is my first flight attempt with this new aircraft. Check it out. This thing is so cool looking in the sky. I'm really digging this build, and 14 Pink Floyd did a great job. And unfortunately, it does use a lot of your battery. So I hope you have a lot of Zonai charges on hand. And we're back in business, guys. Oh yeah, remember in the beginning when I said stay tuned for the end of the video because I forgot to put the flame emitters on this thing? Well, let me show you that part of the video. So I did an auto build of the entire thing that is including the sled and the cart. So now I have to pull out 2 of my flame emitters and fuse both of them, one on each fan in the center. And now we're ready to go. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I did this at night because this thing looks so cool. If you're still watching the video, definitely give thanks to 14 Pink Floyd in the comments below. Submit your builds to me and I will try to replicate them the best I can. I will try to do one for everyone who submits one, but members come first. If you want to learn how to become a member, check the description below. You will also find out how to contact me in there as well.